In the entryway here at Tropico Middle School, we have the famous eagle, and we're launching out on a brand new school year 22-23 with a new principal whom we're going to interview in a few minutes. But Tropico Middle School has a long history of good sports programs, and we're going to see if they're continuing them this year. Well, we're here today at Tropico Middle School, and we saw the magnificent eagle right inside the front door. Yeah. And now we're with the new principal, Mr. Ed Shevlin, and he's already told me it's going to be a great year.
It's going to be a great year.
But we're going to ask him a few more questions, like, is he full this year? Or we put new classrooms in just a few years ago.
Yes.
And so what's the answer to that question?
So we've had an up drive, or whatever you want to say, in our student population. We've got classes full, and that doesn't mean we're not taking any more. We're come on in, enroll. We have teachers who are excited, and they're going to make room. But yes, we do have more students this year. Our 6th and 7th grade classes are pretty large, but we're making room. We were just meeting with teachers this morning, going over the classrooms, how it's going to look and stuff like that. And they're excited to just put them in the room. Let's get them here, especially after the last 2 years of uncertainty. We're excited to start the year with certainty. There's no doubt in our minds that we're going to have a good year, and we're going to just push forward and get back on whatever normal could be, but we're going to get back on track. We are implementing a new social-emotional program called Hope Squad.
Slow down on that one, please, for me.
Yes.
Social-emotional
Social-emotional learning, yes.
Oh.
We have one of our behavior specialists, Megan Rodriguez. Miss Rodriguez is going to be teaching it, where it's a suicide prevention program.
Uh-huh.
It's really to get our students to feel safe. That's my big emphasis this year. Is we had an orientation last night, but to make sure that when you parents, when you drop the grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever, drop your kids off at school, that they feel safe at Tropico. And I know it's a district-wide thing, but I'll speak about Tropico. And at 8th period, we have Megan Rodriguez, who's going to be teaching it, and it goes over a whole curriculum of how to better interact with other students, to be able to identify students who are struggling. From what I've heard, because I've been in a couple of meetings, they're going to have little tags on their book bags or whatever, so they can be identified across the campus. So if your student is struggling, they have somebody that picks that right out, and you know what, that's somebody safe I can talk to. Now, of course, they're always safe to come up here, but I know a lot of times it's easier to talk to a peer than to come up to the office. As much as I try to make the office open and engaging, students like to talk to other students.
Yeah.
And stuff. So any kind of bullying, drugs, suicide, just having a bad day, any of that stuff is going to be more emphasized this year. Especially with myself, I believe wholly in the social-emotional learning. I believe wholly in getting out there, talking with these students, getting to know them, getting to know their problems, getting to know their good, bad, and just really trying to make them feel like this is their home.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that's something we as education struggle with, and especially this is a hard transition, middle school. We all know that. I have 2 little guys, a little girl and a little boy. My son goes here, and my daughter's coming up here in 2 years, and it's a struggle and change. And this past 2 years, our students have been through more than we could ever imagine.
Yeah.
And stuff. So we just want to make sure when they walk through that gate, they know they have people they can rely on, people they can trust, and at least have something to be able to signify that, hey, I can go to that person. So I think it's going to be a great program. It's a brand new program, so we're going to get it started, and hopefully over the years we can build and build and build, and really truly make it a safe environment.
Well, that sounds exciting, and I'm sure with the kids coming back from all this COVID turmoil, that they are perhaps a little bit apprehensive about being ready
Yes.
to step into the big leagues now. My gosh, middle school. So there's anticipation there.
Yeah, so we have a lot of our, in a typical year, there's a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nervousness, or excitement, but like sometimes excitement's fostered in different ways and stuff. And now coming back, I think what we've noticed is a lot of kids last year came back to school with the fear of being shut down again.
Uh-huh.
This year we want to eliminate that fear for them. We want them just to come back, be able to come into the classroom, sit, talk with their classmates, be around their classmates, socialize, but learn. And eliminate that kind of dark cloud we had over our head last year starting school, of the uncertainty of who knows what's going to happen the next week, the next day.
Right.
All the different plans that were coming out from the government and the state and the county and stuff. So now we have a lot more that we could just drive on. I know over the summer we've the district provided, I believe we were at 56, 57 staff went down to San Diego to be AVID trained.
Yes.
So that's a big push for us this year, is getting our kids college and career ready, getting them a lot more organized, giving them some goals and some, I guess you would say, just a lot more direction. And AVID's just the program for that, where it's going to help build up their self-esteem, build up their social, speaking, public speaking skills, organizational skills, which is going to lead to studying, classwork, homework. All of that will come into play. They'll have binders and planners, so everything is a lot more organized, so the student knows what their expectations are.
Sure.
And we've actually just over the past couple of weeks actually expanded our AVID program from like 2 classes. Now we're about 6 classes of AVID. So I'm excited about that as well. We're starting that from the ground up, of really truly getting our students to have something that they can center in on, and that they can take from here to high school, to college, or their career, whatever they choose. So that is something that is very exciting. We've just come out of trainings all summer. We've had PDs and stuff that the district has been offering, where just today we have about half our teachers that are in a writing workshop. This past couple of days they were in a behavioral program. We have our CSOs being trained. So we really are emphasizing getting back to what we know we are. And we're a good school. I mean, Tropico, I know my wife graduated from Rosamond and everything. I mean, we should...
Really? What was her maiden name?
Copeland. Yes.
Okay.
So, but we want our community to be proud when they send their students to our schools. And to be honest, I think it all starts with us here. And if we're proud, then our students could get that energy from us. Sure.
And how many will be in the student body this year?
Currently we're at, and it changed this morning, so currently we're at 806. We had about 5 new enrollees just yesterday. So it's growing, and to be quite honest, we see the news, we see everything, a lot of the decline. We're excited about that we're growing. Because there's a lot more opportunity, a lot more students to reach, a lot more, relationships to build.
Sure.
And I really truly think that our staff is embracing it, and they're really getting prepped and ready. I mean, we have teachers here that have been here all week. They technically don't have to be back till next week, but they've been getting the classrooms ready and helping other teachers, the new teachers and stuff. So it's been nice to see.
I know. I had a hard time finding a parking spot, and I look at all the cars.
Yes.
Those are teachers.
Yes, they're all here, and they want to be ready for next week. They want to be ready, and they're excited that there's really no stipulations here. We're just coming back, getting in the classroom, and we're going.
And the sports program, I know the last couple of years we've really worked hard to build it up. And
yes.
Started even and build it up, but is that going to continue?
That is going to continue. I know last year I was over at the high school, so I really emphasized getting our students from middle school to come to the high school games and do all that, to really start building up those programs, seeing what their next step is. And I'm going to push that as well now that I'm here at Tropico. Getting these kids to maybe just get more engaged with their sports. Last year, unfortunately, we didn't have soccer.
Right.
This year it is on track. We should be back. We should be normal. with soccer. We'll have volleyball. We have track. We'll have basketball. So we're trying to get back to, whatever is possible. We're grasping it, and we're going to do it.
That sure sounds like a good solid program.
I think so. I think we're headed in the right direction. And it's hard to say that after the past 2 years, because I don't know if we all know what direction's the right direction. But coming in and working with the staff that is proud to be here, excited to be here. I mean, there's not much more you can say about that.
Right.
We have teachers who they're driven.
Right.
And they have been coming to PDs all summer. Miss Gaines has been stopping by in PDs, taking us to PDs, and just really trying to get. We had Doug Fisher come this past week, and just start really drilling down on what can we improve on, and what do we need to improve on ourselves.
Sure.
And we're not perfect. So I just had orientation last night with a couple of kids, and I said, hey, you know what? Come by and you'll see the mistakes I make. We're all going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
But we want this to be a safe environment to make mistakes. And I think we've got the foundation. We've got it all ready to go here.
Now you talk about a safe environment, and of course, everybody in the whole world still has Uvalde on their mind.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, as I came through the locked door this morning, that you're aware of it here. And
Yes.
then, unfortunately, who knows where the next one's going to happen.
You are correct. And so I come from New York. My background is from Brooklyn, New York, and it's something that, I'll tell you, in New York City, you're always thinking about. And to come out here to the to Rosamond, and I've been here for 8 years now, and unfortunately, it just seems like every year we keep getting worse with the school shootings, lockdowns, and all this hurt, to be quite honest with you, and really just destruction that our society has. But here at the school, and I can speak, when I was at the high school as well as here, we've had ALICE training, which is active shooter training. Now what we're going to do is, now that we've been trained, we're going to start implementing that with our students. I talked about it last night in our orientation. We're going to do a lot more drills so our kids are ready, and they know what to do. Now, is it perfect? We all know it's not. But we need to make sure that our kids feel as safe as possible. They have tools in their toolbox for if something was to happen, somebody sees something, somebody does something. We know what to do, as opposed to kind of reacting. We want to be able to be prepared, be able to slow it down, and then take the proper steps, as opposed to just kind of panicking. But as a district, we are implementing, every classroom's locked. I told our parents that yesterday. So if your kid comes back and they're like, it took me a minute to get back into class and stuff, understand that it's for the safety of the student. And every classroom is locked during the day. Even for myself, I'm going to stop by. Our teachers get a little bit of a heads up that I'm coming in then, but that's all right. We have to unlock the doors, and we just had it in our staff orientation, or our admin orientation, that we're going to be having locks for the inside, outside, so that your students are safe. That is the number one priority, is making sure that and like I said, I have two students in the district. I want to know when I drop them off at school that they're safe, that they're home. Nobody's ever had to think that the school wasn't safe.
Right.
Up until these past few years here, and it's unfortunate, but we are as prepared as we possibly can be. And we were trained, and it was probably one of the most fascinating trainings I've ever been on. It was hosted by ALICE, and it was just really in depth to give you stuff to think about. And our teachers were able then, after that, to be able to come together and talk and say, okay, so what do we do in our quad or our sectional classrooms, and how could we, but now we got to get that information to the kids. And that is one of our things that we're going to be doing this year, is doing a lot more drills, a lot more practice. So, the more you do, the better the students will be aware of it, and it kind of go with ease, but we're prepared for it, and I say that as possibly as you can be. We want to know at the end of the night, that we're getting the students home safe to their
Sure.
families.
Well, I think Rosamond is fortunate having you bring a mindset from New York, because
Yes.
we always think of New York, you know,
Yes.
as
Yes.
But I'll tell you, I was back there for a wedding 2 months ago, and I was surprised that there was very little graffiti between the airport and downtown, and no homeless, no tents.
Right.
And I asked the cab driver, I said, how come? Oh, the city doesn't allow it.
Right.
And I'm thinking, really?
It takes time, and I want to tell the parents too. It's going to take time also to change culture. It's going to take time to like I said, implement the programs that we have. Let me shut that off there. Implement the programs we have.
Yeah.
So give us time, but we're going to get there, and the steps are in place to make Tropico, make SKUSD the best possible choice you can make for your students. And I'll tell you, for me, it's never been a doubt, because I can see the work we're putting in. I can see the work the teachers are putting in. I can tell you from an administrative standpoint that we're really putting a value on social and emotional learning, especially these past 2 years. My wife is a mental health therapist here in the district, and so we've got a good gauge to go off of, and really some new implementation of programs, curriculum, to really truly get to get our students to get away from that mindset of, let me stay home, oh, my stomach, or this or that, to really just come and realize they have outlets here. And if it's just sitting and talking with a student, we're going to do that. And we're not intimidated by that. We want to know that our students are safe, and it's a scary world out there, but when you come through that gate and that gate gets locked behind you, we want you to know that you have people fighting for your students, that we're here to teach them, keep them safe, and just most of all, look at them as a whole child and see all of their needs. What can we do to help them? Because
and can you draw just briefly any characteristics of the new student body coming out of all of this bad news and things? Are they still kids? Do they still want to learn? Are they still looking for good teachers?
Yes, they're still looking for a sticker at the end of the day. Everybody wants a sticker on their paper, or a piece of candy for what you did right or what you did. What I emphasize more of is it's okay to make mistakes. And I think for so long we've been scared to make those mistakes. So we for the past year and a half, prior to last year, we even go back for a whole year, everything was, you wanted to be TikTok challenges, all this stuff. And, so I think we've had a year of that. I think we've had a year of getting these kids acclimated and getting ready to be in school. We kind of had to reteach how to be in school. When you think about it, last year, or our sixth graders, they hadn't been in school since fourth grade. So you not only left the campus, you came to a brand new campus, and you skipped over that exciting fifth grade year. Same for our eighth graders here that had to go. When I was at the high school, it was like we had 2 freshman classes. But kids want to be here. But we want the kids to know that we want them here. And I think last year opening up was very scary. Nobody knew what was going to happen. You watch the news, you watch everything, and it's just like, well, today's Tuesday. We have a different plan on Wednesday. But no, I really do believe, especially after last night's orientation of meeting the students, just their faces, they seem excited. I think that panic, that anxiety of being in school, I think somewhat has been pushed down a little bit. But we want to do a better job of pushing it down even more. And that starts on day one, starts on next Wednesday. When we're here, getting our students in here and just making this be the calmest and the best environment possible.
Well, that really sounds good. Have you held on to any of the online classes at all? Or are they totally all gone?
Totally all gone.
Okay.
But we've adapted, and now we have more of the Google Classroom that our teachers are using. So now they can better communicate, though, when the kids are at home. And, using the tech, so I will say something good that came out of it was the use of technology. So now we could be a little more creative. No, it's 100% for us here at Tropico. One, I want to say for the district, 100% in person,
Uh-huh.
getting you in here, seeing your face, seeing you smile, seeing you laugh.
Right.
And if you're going to cry, we're going to be there with you too.
Good.
And whatever it is, we want this to be, and I even said it to last night, constantly, the safest environment possible.
Uh-huh.
And they're middle schoolers, but at the same time, they're still kids.
Well, thank you so much for giving me your time on these busy few days before the start of class.
We could use a break from all this paperwork.
Yeah, and best of luck with a good year.
Thank you. We're gonna have a great year.
Yeah.